Okay, so last time we learned about foiling, right? We didn't learn about foiling. This lecture is pretty much similar, except there's extra pattern. But if you don't like the pattern, you can always use foiling. Right? So the first one, objective one, will be square a binomial using a binomial square pattern. Now, first, we're gonna use the FOIL method. We're gonna use the FOIL method to FOIL this out. See what happens. Right? So this means, let me ask you a question. Is this correct? Some student write like that. Is it wrong or right? Is it wrong or right? Wrong, right? I've never taught you anything that when you a quantity of adding two numbers, and then all you do is distribute the square. You only distribute the power when what? When a multiplication or division, right? But if it's subtraction or addition, do not do that, right? No, do not do that. What we're gonna do, the right way to do this is you write out twice. It's kind of like x squared, right? X times x. So AB squared will be A plus B times A plus B. And then you FOIL it. A times A is A squared. A times B is AB. Maybe I'll randomize you guys so you don't talk with your peers. B times A is the same thing as A times B. Yeah. Plus AB. And then last, B times B. B squared. What should I do next? Yeah, combine like term. So I have A squared plus 2AB, right? Because AB plus AB, that's basically one and the one here in front. So 2AB plus B squared. Okay. So if I pull this out, you can see the pattern here, sort of. So let's ask you one question at a time. Let's start with this one. Where does the first term come from? When I talk about first term, I meant let me highlight something. I meant this one. I meant that one. So where did the first term come from? A times A, right? A times A. So the first term come by multiply A by itself. Multiply A to itself. I'm not sure, by itself or to itself. To itself. To itself. So we got A squared. Don't make me say many times. It's awkward. Where did the last term come from? Let's talk about first and last. We'll talk about second later. Where does the last term come from? Yeah, multiply B by itself, right? Same thing. So maybe I'll highlight it in purple. Last term right there. I'm gonna keep up with these. So multiply B to itself. So we have B squared. So far, so good. Does anyone have a question? Now the middle one. The middle one is a little bit different. The middle one is Well, I multiply A and B together and then I double it. That's 1 plus 1, you double it. So the middle one, I'm running out of color here. Pink. All right, pink. The middle one is this one, which is the second term. You multiply A and B, then double it. Then double it. So that's your pattern. That's your pattern, right? For me, in my head, I do like this. When I was a student, just like you. Okay, this is wrong. I didn't mean to distribute, but for me, in my head, I distribute the two, A squared, B squared, and then what do? Combine the AB, then move the two to the front for the middle term. That's how I remember it. I don't know about you, but it's just things to make me remember things easier. Okay. You can remember right away, it's fine. If you don't want to remember it, what do you use? If you don't want to remember the pattern, what do you use? You write out twice, you FOIL it. You always know how to do that. All right, so let's do some math. Oh, by the way, it's the same thing. Let me box this one because it's important. It's the same thing with A minus B quantity squared, right? All you do is you change the signs here. You change the signs here. Maybe highlight in green. You change the signs there. That's all you do. Same thing. Multiply A by itself. Multiply 2 by 2 itself. Multiply AB. Double it. The only thing change is the size. In the middle. Bless you. All right, let's do this one. By pattern. Okay. If you don't like it, you can always FOIL it. But for this lecture, I want to use the patterns. Okay, so I want to find the first term. This is my first term. This is my second term. The first term, 2x times 2x. I'm gonna put out 2x here. And then the last term will be 5y, right? And then the middle one is you multiply them together. So 2x times 5y. You don't want to put the little dot there. You don't have to. Can someone tell me what's the first one equal to? This one. What's it equal to? Yeah, for x squared, right? For x squared. What I see students doing wrong in the exam, it's just very innocent mistake. You forgot to square the 2, so they just do 2x squared. Square both with the parentheses. And then the last one. Someone else? Not all at once. This one. 5y squared, which is, thank you, 25y squared. And then the middle one. We multiplied polynomial last time, or monomials. So the middle one will be 2 times 2 times 5 will be 20, right? 20xy. That's the little 2, I know. It's not red. You might forget the 2 here. 2 times 2 is 4 times 5 is 20. X times y. And everybody multiply times each other. You done? I want you to try. Yes. I don't know who's talking over there, but I just see a whole bunch of people talking. Sometimes I just choose to ignore it, but you can move to different place over here. You can move to the front. There are 2 more here. You want to move? Yeah. That's why everybody quiet, so everybody else can listen. It's all team effort. Okay, so I want you to try number B on your own. See how you do. And then we do 3 and A and B together. For B, they everybody. I see two people already, and they do the right thing. It just I'll tell you what's wrong with B in terms of understanding. All right, so let's do the first and last first. The first one will be what 2x, right, and then 5y, and then you multiply two together. Naturally, you do this, and it's correct. 2x times what? Negative 5y cubed. I'm sorry, 5y cubed. Did I miss a y cube? Oh no, there's no cube there. Yeah, and it's correct. So what you do right now is correct. But the thing is that they already give you a negative, so you don't have to put a negative for B here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hypothetically, if it was a positive here, then what you do is correct, right? You keep that negative with the B, which is correct. But the thing is that they already have a negative in the beginning. They kind of take it away from you. So I don't have to put the negative there for B, right? But naturally, it is correct that you do that. Okay, yeah. So maybe I'll do this. You know what? I'll just put the plus here, and then I'll keep my negative because that's what everybody doing. Negative. All right. The first one, 2x squared is 4x squared. And then last will be what? Last will be what? Remember, power rule. What do you do? What do you do? Power rule. Scrap work here. Yeah, so that's negative 5 squared and then y cubed squared. Right? Remember that? Y cubed squared. So y two, right? So be 25, negative 5 squared parentheses will be positive 25. And then y cubed squared be y to the 6. Thank you. And then the middle. 2 times 2 times negative 5. It's negative 20. Right? And then xy cubed. Again, you don't like the pattern, you can always FOIL it. All right, I'm gonna do number 3 for you. Without those fill out thing. Yes. Oh, negative 20 because by the way, I fixed the negative into positive. But like I said, let everybody do not fix your note. I'm just gonna re-explain things. Okay, so originally it was like that, right? And what you fill out for me, you keep in the negative because you see negative 5y cubed here is correct. What you do is correct. But the thing is that when it comes to the middle term, they kind of took the negative away from you already. So so you don't have to put the negative there. But then I see all students, what they do is they put the negative there. So I just kind of fix the original problem to a positive so that you're doing the right thing. Yeah. Always plus 2 there. How's that? Always plus 2. How's that? Forget about that. Always plus 2.
So you did 2 times 2x and then 2 times negative.
No, no, you only time is once. You're not distributing. If I ask you 3 times 5 times 2, what do you do? 3 times 5, 15. And then times 2, right? You don't do this. You don't do this. Don't write this down. You don't do this. You don't do that. Okay, you don't do it twice. You only multiply it once. Not distribute like addition or subtraction. So 2 times negative 5 times 2. Does that help? Yes. For me, I always have a +2. I don't do like this. But on the exam, you probably get something like this, and you're on your own curve.
So
You
we
use
don't-
foil.
We don't have to use certified.
No, I don't think so. At least from the last 3 years.
Like it won't ask us to.
No, if you want to use foil, you can. Yeah. All right. So my pattern is like this: square the first, square the last, and double the middle. Do not care about the sign. All I want you to do, just carry out your sign as you fill in it. Okay. So let's do A and B, and I'll tell you what I meant by that. So I'm gonna fill in for A, so it'll be 3x squared, right? Fill it in. And fill in the last one would be 7y cubed. And then fill in the middle, 3x squared times 7y cubed. Someone tell me what's the value for the first term? Thank you. Last one. Very good, very sick. And then the middle one, you use your calculator. Hmm? Oh, X, I'm sorry. I don't know why I write Y. Thank you, thank you, Kyla. Yeah. And then the middle one, 2 times 3 times 7. Yeah, 42. Thank you. Oh, don't forget the plus. And then we're done. And I'm gonna do part B as well. And I'm gonna keep the same pattern. I don't care about the negative. So the pattern is this: something square plus 2 times something in the middle, and then plus something square again. Right? So I don't follow the pattern of B. Okay, so fill it in. 2x, and then the last one will be -3/4, and then 2x times -3/4. So far, so good? Yeah. Okay. And now the arithmetic. 2x parentheses square or quantity square is 4x squared. And can someone tell me what the last term equal? 9/16. Very good. And then the middle one. Yeah, the 2 and the 2 will cancel the 4 on the bottom, right? 2 times 2 is 4, and then cancel the denominator, which is 4. So minus 3x, right? Minus 3x.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh, so sorry. What cancel is this? This one times this one is 4, and it's cancel the 4 down here. Yeah. Sorry, maybe I'll write out here. You try one. 3x squared minus y cubed square. Oh my God. Let me All right, conjugate. Objective 2. Do you have any more question about objective 1? Objective 2, again, you don't like it, you can always use FOIL. Right? FOIL always work. Let me tell you what is the conjugate is. Does anyone know what conjugate is? Just by chance. It sounds fancy, but basically it's like this. Conjugate is all you do is change the sign in the middle. So for example, conjugate of a of x minus y is x plus y. All you do is you change the sign in the middle. Now, sometimes you see notation. If I ask you what the conjugate of x minus y, I can do like this. Conjugate, and then I put not x minus y, and I put a long bar on top of it. That means somebody tell me what is the conjugate of x minus y. That's what I mean. It's notation, just math notation. I don't think it's important in this class. I just telling you now, just so, but it's not important. Okay, so today we're gonna learn how to multiply the conjugate here. So that means you're gonna multiply x plus y. I'm sorry. Yeah, x plus y times x minus y, right? All you just the middle sign is changed. That's all. Oh, by the way, let me ask you: is x minus y is the opposite of x plus y? Yeah, I don't have enough space. Yes. Let me ask you this. Can someone answer for me? Is it true or false? True or false? Well, it's a conjugate, right? Because the middle side change. It's a conjugate. Is it opposite though? Is it opposite? What's opposite of 3? What opposite of negative 5? Yeah, minus 5, so positive 5. No, I'm looking for, oh, right here. What's opposite of x minus y? All you do is what? You put a negative in front, which is negative x plus y, which is y minus x, which is now x minus y, right? Subtraction is not commutative. So be careful, conjugate is not opposite. All you do is you change the middle sign, okay? It is not opposite. All right, just a heads up. It's not something you have to worry about on the exam. All right, first of all, I'm gonna use the FOIL method to demonstrate this. So again, first, So a square outer, a times negative b is minus ab. And then inner, b times a is the same thing as a times b, so plus ab. And then last, b times negative b is, what's b times negative b? Yeah, thank you, negative b squared. Unlike the one with a plus b times a plus b, when you multiply conjugates, you can cancel the middle term. That's the nice thing about it. You can cancel. So it's just what? Just, yeah, a squared minus b squared. So if I give you something like x plus y times x minus y, all you say is just x squared minus y squared. Because when you FOIL it, the middle one is going to cancel. I don't feel like going through. Let's go through this. Where does the first term come from? You say you multiply. I'm going to use red for all. Multiply a to itself. Where does the last term come from? You say multiply b to itself. And then where does the middle term come from? It got canceled. It got canceled. Okay. Cool. It got canceled out. So the bottom line is that I want you to remember this. It's just a squared minus b squared. As long as they conjugate, it has to be conjugate. All right, so let's do using the conjugate pattern. For this one, I have 2x plus 5y times 2x minus 5y. So all you do is just square the first square, the last, you're done. You can put the minus there if you want. It doesn't matter. It's going to turn into positive, right? So 4x squared minus or plus? Let me ask you. Minus or plus? Minus, right? Because negative 5 parentheses. Remember, you distribute with the negative the 2. Negative 5 squared is positive 25. And then you carry out the negative 2 from the outside. Yeah, you have to do power first. Maybe it make it easier for you. Maybe I'll just use 5y. How's that? Yeah, you're right. Maybe just use 5y, so it's not confuse you guys. Yeah. So minus. You can pick any of them, negative 5y or positive 5y. All right, this one. Why don't you try this one? I'll walk around, see how you do. Don't worry about the sign. Just a number.
Right, where is it for x squared and
Okay, so y is what? y squared is 1.
25, right, but why don't we do put to the second?
Because you distribute the square into each of these factors. So 5 squared is 25, and then the square to the y is y squared.
Oh, okay.
All right, what you guys have for B? Minus 25y to the, very good. Yeah, so 2x and then 5y cubed. Yeah, you're gonna distribute the power to everybody. All right, let's do this one. Again, same something square minus something square. That something will be 3x squared here, and then 7y. 3x squared is 9x to the 4 minus 49y squared. I think this is easy. There's a hard one is when you factor, which is you're gonna learn later. Like given this, I want you to go back to this. Backtrack. All right. The second one will be again something square minus something square. 2x, and then oh, I keep doing negative. So 3/4 over 16. You tell me C. What do I have for the first term? What do I have when I square the first term? And good, and then minus 9 over 16 y squared. This one easier than the first one. Yeah, it's just nicer. But all we work if it conjugate, okay? You gotta remember when to use what. All right, you try to. Quantity of 3x minus 4y times quantity of 3x plus 4y. Bless you. All right. Concept check. Concept check. I want you to take a minute to just to reread these formula for me. Just take a minute, just read through it. It helps. I know you know it already, but again, the moment you walk out this class, you forget. But just take a minute, just read those formula for me instead of me read for you. All right, you good? You good? All right, let me ask you a question. When squaring 7a, when squaring a binomial involving variables, how many terms are in the product? 3, very good, 3, right? And by the way, it's only happen if you're using binomial square pattern, right? If say, let me give you an example that is not going to be 3. This is not going to give you 3 terms. It's going to give you 4 terms if you FOIL it out. Because why? Because you cannot use what binomial square pattern, right? So this question only apply to, is 3 only apply to binomial square pattern, or you can combine the middle term. 7b, when multiply and conjugate involving variables, how many terms are in the product? 2, very good. C, when squaring a binomial, are the sides of the first term and the last term of the product the same? If so, what is the sign? You look at the formula, first and last term of the binomial square pattern is the same. Yes, right, yes, right here, it's the same. And even though it says minus b, but the same for both, first and last the same, and it's always positive. It's always positive. Seven D, when squaring when squaring a binomial, how do you determine the size of the middle term of the product? Well, I determined by the original problem, right? If the original problem is a minus b parentheses square, then the middle term carry the negative, right? So you determine by looking, let's say by looking at the middle sign of the binomial. Original binomial. Last one, when multiplying conjugates contain real numbers, is the resulting binomial a sum or a difference? When you multiply two conjugates, is the resulting a sum or a difference? What sign you have here? Minus, right? So it's gonna be a difference. If it plus, then it's sum. Okay. Give me a second. For the last 2 pages, I want you to get together in group. Doesn't matter. Maybe just turn yourself around and whatnot, and try to answer these questions for me. I'll walk around how you do. I'll answer your question. In the last 10 minutes, I'll go through it with you. Okay. But find your mate. Get together and do these. Introduce yourself to your friend.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
For like all of them, I guess. How do you know, like, cause like this, I got the signs wrong. Here,
Yeah,
right?
so you forgot the negative here. So negative 8 here, right?
Is that what caused that?
Yeah. So you decide to carry the negative, right? So negative 8 here as well. So negative 8 parentheses square is going to be positive 64 because this is negative 8 times negative 8.
Wait, so parentheses.
So first of all, you're missing a negative here, right? So for this one right here, this is negative 8 times negative 8, which is so you should have positive 64. 2 times negative 8 is that's it.
So when there's parentheses around the negative,
And then you square it outside the parentheses, you should have a positive answer.
so this right here, within the parentheses would be a positive, right?
Yeah.
So if there's no parentheses,
be negative. So let me tell you. So can I write it here?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I have negative 8, no parentheses, and then square, this is the same thing as negative 1 times 8 squared, which is negative 1 times 64, which is negative 64. So you have negative 8 and then parentheses square, this is negative 8 times negative 8, which is positive 64. So, yeah, I should write that. So
I
should
don't
be
know why
careful.
that's such a
No, that's okay. The square is picky one.
yeah.
Just be careful. When you don't have a parenthesis, your results will be negative. When you have a parenthesis, your results will be positive.
I have a question about like the test that's kind of coming up. Because we've learned a bunch of like different stuff and like multiplying, adding and subtracting. Let's say it specifically on the questions like do like distributing.
They'll tell you what to do.
Because I know on like one of the packets in the workshop, there was a question like there was like questions where you could distribute and there was questions where you like adding.
Yeah,
It's
they
all
would.
different, but like
Yes.
I didn't know which one to use. And either way, you could use either of them, but you could get the wrong answer. Use the wrong one.
Yeah, so you have to understand. I guess your problem is you gotta understand what they're asking you to do,
Yeah.
right? The homework. You've been doing homework, right? So make sure you understand
There's
homework
one
problems.
tonight, right?
I think yeah.
There
do
was
tonight.
there one on Wednesday?
No, I extended to today. So tonight.
Okay, so let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So make sure you understand what you're doing in homework.
I did study for like 4
Yeah,
hours.
I don't like
yesterday.
new LTAP. They don't do anything much for students. I like website. I don't know if you know website.
I didn't mind it just because like if you got it wrong, it kind of made you try it again with a different problem.
But sometimes
you
it takes you like
understand.
6 hours if you miss it. So the homework, and sometimes it takes you like half an hour. That's what students said. It's like it's very weird. Sometimes it takes you long, sometimes it takes you short. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
depends on
it's
how
just
much you get
weird.
right.
Yeah.
It makes you just keep doing it until you
Yeah.
get it all right.
Talk to each other about math, okay? Not you pay for it. Use that time. I'm here. Your friends here. Ask questions.
Yeah. That is assuming. Oh, negative.
The last page, you just go back to the process check.
Yeah.
If you have question, please ask. Okay, don't be shy.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's fill these out. I left my pen somewhere. I don't remember. Oh, thank you. Let's see, you got it right. Number 1. What you picked? D, right? D, right? So you square the first x squared times x squared. Oh, well, it's not x times x squared. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. And then you multiply the 2 together and double it. And then the size, what? Follow the original problem, right? So negative 16x. Second one. Which one you pick? So let me fill this out for you. Okay. What did I pick for second one? Very good. B. 3. Thank you. 4. D. D. Very good. And then you're supposed to work it out. Okay, you're supposed to work it out. Actually, let me do no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. 9A. 9A. All the two binomials are the same. Yes, they are. Right? Yes, they are. So you can write like this. So that means the square binomial. Right? Yeah, square binomial. B. B. Unless you're answering, you're not answering. Don't talk. B. Very good. C. C. First of all, are they the same? They're not. Are they conjugate? No, right? They're not conjugate. Let me, if I can factor out the negative. I guess it depends how you do it. If you factor out the negative, then yes. But by just eyeballing it, just say neither. All right. I'm not gonna do anything more. They didn't ask for more, so they're not the same. They're not conjugate. So, what about D? No, square binomial mean x 7x plus or ay. All of that square, but we have two separate square. Neither, right? We haven't done anything like this yet. By the way, it's prime. So, 10A. It has how many terms? 3 terms, so it should be, look at the concept check. Should be square binomial. Should be B here. B. 10B. Remember, when you square into binomial, the first and last term always have positive, right? So it's neither. It's neither. C. Not really. Not really. Say I have x squared here, and then here I have 6 squared. So in the middle, I should have what? 2 times x times 6, right? But 2 times 6 is 12, not 13. So neither. What about D? Very good. Very good. Can you guys factor this? I know I haven't shown you yet, but anybody know how to do this? And then if you want to expand this, a squared minus b squared will be what? A plus b times a minus b, right? A is 2x. So be 2x plus 3 or n times 2x minus 3. Just FYI, you don't have to know this. But you try 3 and then you can leave after you're done. Give me a second, I want to check. I always so scared. I check it at home already, still nervous. All right. Make sure you read the problem carefully, all right? Quantity of 3x minus 1 times quantity of 3x minus 1. You finish, you can leave. Unless you have a question, you come see me.